Former Chief Justice of Manipur High Court Siddharth Mridul on Tuesday said that an invisible hand might be orchestrating the ongoing violence in Manipur. He said that just as the situation begins to stabilize, new episodes of violence emerge. Justice Mridul, whose tenure as Chief Justice began in October 2023, during the early days of the conflict, retired last month. Speaking at the panel's discussion in Delhi, he said, listen in.
Now's the time for us to reverse this pernicious trend that seems to be heading towards completely upending peace and harmony in Manipur. I don't know what the historical reasons are, but I am beginning to subscribe to the idea that there does seem to be an invisible hand. Whose hand it is not very clear to me yet. There could be a number of factors at play. What their motivation is, what their end game is something we can debate forever. But I'm sure that we haven't gathered here for that purpose. Postmortems can occur later. What must happen now is that peace and normalcy must return to Manipur. We must douse this fire, because if we don't do it now, and if we wait for conflict fatigue, as the professor put it, there may be nothing left to protect.
And now I'm joined by Major General Dr. Rajan Kochar. He's a strategic affairs expert. He understands Northeast, and he has been part and parcel of a number of discussions that are taking place on how to resolve Manipur. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me on the show.
For inviting me to your program.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to have you on my show. My question to you is not why. Today my question is going to be, sir, how? And I want to start on this note, how? How can normalcy be restored, sir?
Karthik, it's a very, very searching narrative which has been placed before us today, the how part of it, because everybody is talking why part of it. We need to focus our attention on the how part of it. So, considering the present situation in Manipur, we have a very, very alarming and emergency kind of a situation there, which requires an immediate response. The first important red line is, or a fault line which has happened there is the arming of the civil society. Today, there are more than 8,000 to 10,000 weapons, and these are of the variety of MI-16 rifles, MI-14 carbines, AK-47s, rocket launchers, drones. The latest equipment which we find a nation army fighting with are now with the people of Manipur. So the first and the foremost step, I think, for the government is to realize this now. There are 60,000 troops in Manipur right now, which is close to 2 divisions of the Indian Army. So if you have this sizable number of troops in the state, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for something very, very serious to happen? You know, it is very surprising that we are, the state chief minister is making a statement that I am helpless. This situation is beyond me. And we have a unified command headquarters which has been established. There is an IPS officer, Kuldeep Singh, there. What is he doing in the last about 5 to 6 months he has been there? Because I don't see any improvement in the situation in Manipur taking place. Therefore, my first recommendation is please empower this 60,000 troops you have in Manipur to start disarming these militants, I will actually call them, because see, each community today is feeling vulnerable because I talk to both Metis, Kukis, and Nagas, the feeling which I am getting from them is that these arms are for our own self protection because the state government has been unable to protect us. So now we are talking of a failure of law and order in the state. So if that be so, I think the government needs to understand the first aspect is these weapons are not meant for the safety and protection of those people. They should be handed over, and central forces need to take over the state.
Sir,
We,
what
we
about
must have the Indian army there, and we must give them the powers to disarm all these people who are having these weapons there.
Sir, what about ensuring that these internally displaced people go back to their residences? I know it's a very tough thing. Kashmiri Pandits have never been able to go back, despite promises by various administration, that it has not happened properly. Can this happen in Manipur?
Okay, I think we would need to do things in a phased manner. Right now, I don't think it is possible because the situation which I was discussing yesterday when the Chief Justice was there, I was also with him. And I have discussed with a large number of people who are staying in Manipur. What I actually gather is that it's right now, even the refugee camps are not safe for them because there have been incidents where people have been killed in the refugee camps also. So that's why I want to stress on your program the restoration of law and order in the state because that should be the first priority. And let me tell you, once you restore the law and order in the state, the next step is for these IDP, internally displaced personnel, they will find confidence in returning to their homes. Right now, more than 60,000 people have been displaced in Manipur. What is the government doing about that? You look at the conditions in the refugee camps. You look at the state of these 60,000 people who are staying there. All schools have been closed in Manipur. There is no educational institution which is running in Manipur. Most of the other offices, other than government offices, have been closed. The entire economy has come to a standstill. How long can we prolong the agony of the people in the state is my question. And therefore, to answer your or to summarize to your question, I would say that law and order restoration is the first priority.
Restoration law and order is the first, I would say, step. My third question to you, sir, is you are saying it's not possible for the IDPs to be moved around right now. You spoke about recovery of weapons and disarming the militants, but there is also a third part to it. How do you get people from both the communities to sit together, their intellectuals? Don't you think that has been the lacuna where people within the community have organized seminars in Delhi and other parts, but it has not taken place in form of like interfaith meetings, inter-community meetings? Don't you think that's a
good point? Because I raised this point in yesterday's discussion there, that it's okay to meet here in good surroundings in Delhi and discuss. The Metis are organizing their own meeting, the Cookies are organizing their own meetings. There is a lack of trust in the political leadership, granted. But that should not be the reason for the Metis and Cookies, because what I understand after speaking to both of them want peace. Both of them want to live in an environment in which there is no fear or danger to their lives. So, how do we achieve it? So, I think the first step is the academia. People who are non-political have to come forward and get these two communities together in some kind of a forum, because it has to start immediately, because unless we delay this, I don't think normalcy is going to be restored, and this has to be a two-pronged action. The first action is the disarming process, which has to commence immediately, and concurrently we have to get both communities also together, because even after you disarm them, and if you don't resolve their differences, if you don't resolve their issues and their fears they have, we will get back to the same situation after some time. So the solution is not in the military domain. The solution lies in the political domain, and the solution lies in both the communities understanding that if they want peace, because there's a common objective, because both of them want peace, how to get them together is the biggest question.
I have a minute left in the show. Manipur will have a new governor, former Home Secretary. Do you think that this change will suffice, or a bigger rejig is required?
Karthikeyan, it's only a cosmetic change, because governor is a governor. I've been ADC to the governor. I understand how governor functions. So I don't think a change of governor is going to make a very great difference. Yes, he will be able to bring some kind of a leadership vacuum in the state, which possibly I think is existing with the present chief minister. He will be more of an asset to him, because I believe he has been in the home ministry and he is close to Amit Shah. So I think from that point of view, some kind of difference we can see, but I don't think that is enough.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, sir, for joining me. I've really run short of time, but that's all on Point tonight. Thank you for watching the show. Do tune in at the same time tomorrow at 7 p.m. Good night.